So this session is all about collecting the security events from Azure Virtual Machine 2 and after collecting the Azure security events from the virtual machine and sending those logs to Azure Sentinel. So here we are on the Sentinel, right? So we are on the Sentinel workspace and go to the content hub, right? So first, so before that, before going to the content hub, so we need to create the virtual machine because we need to send the logs from Azure virtual machine to Sentinel, right? So for that we need a virtual machine, so that we need to create a one virtual machine, so that you need to type here virtual machine. So you can create a simple virtual machine. From there, you can send the some of the security events to Azure Sentinel. So I'm going to create a virtual machine. So mine is pay as you go model subscription, and resource group is test Sentinel. That is what I've created. And now my virtual name something called Sentinel test. Okay, so the Sentinel security. Let's say Sentinel security alerts, security events. I'm going to collect this data. So I just name like this. So then I choose region is same, availability, everything is we're going to keep as it is. But here we need to choose the you know here the image, what sort of image you wanted to choose. So let's say I'm going to choose here is 2022 data center version. Then right, this zone is not available in zone 1, zone 3 are supported. Okay, so I'm going to choose the zone 3 here so that I can able to. So this is the size I'm choosing, 8 GB of memory. And so, the for a month you need to pay this much. So let's leave it, right? And then I'm going to type username is Naren, and then password something I'm going to create a random password, and it must meet the criteria, right? So done. I'm choosing public inbound port so that I'm I'm allowing everything. It's just a test mission, right? So that's why I'm doing this. But when it comes to the you know when you are working on organization, so you must allow a specific ports, right? Then I'll go to the disks, the next option, and I'll keep as it is, right? I'll keep everything next networking. So I'll keep it as it is for now for this test mission, right? Management also the same, which here I'm keeping everything as it is, not enabling auto shutdown, not enabling the backup, nothing. I'm just going as it is. And here also I'm going as it is. Advance also no changes. Then review create, it going for the validation, right? Let's see. Okay, validation is passed. Okay, then create. Okay, so the mission is getting ready. I think in a couple of seconds it's going to create. Okay, so the deployment is in progress. Okay, I think it's almost done. Make sure you have, I think I think it will not work for the free licensed. You should have a pay as you go model to create this kind of a virtual missions. I don't think so. It supports the version of free version of Azure. right? So yeah, my virtual machine Sentinel security events is ready. So now what I'm going to do is I'll go to the Sentinel, and from the Sentinel, I will go to the content hub. So here all the data connectors you see, right? So data collector or data connector. So now I need this connector security event. Okay. So yeah. So I'm going to choose this one, Windows security events. Okay. So this one is the Windows Security Event Solution for Microsoft Sentinel allow you to ingest the security events from your Windows machine using the Windows agent into Microsoft Sentinel, right? So, so we are going to do that. So we are going to install a Windows agent so that it collects the logs and say, ingests the logs into a Microsoft Sentinel. So we have here the two kinds of connectors, use two kinds of connectors which helps you to ingest the logs. One is the Windows security events via Azure Monitor Agent. AMA stands for Azure Monitor Agent, right? And another method is the security events via a legacy agent. Okay, so we're going to see that. Okay, so right now, yeah, I'm going to installing this connector. Okay, so this one supports different data connectors. One is AMA, Azure Monitor Agent, and the other one is Legacy. And it supports 20 analytics rules followed by 50 and hunting queries and two workbooks. Okay, so we're going to see that the analytics rule in the next section. Okay, so this this data connector is installing now. It takes hardly a minute of time. Yeah, I think it's ready. Okay, so go to the option here, manage. Click on the manage since it's already installed. Okay, so now under the manage section, so you see a lot of under the Windows security events, what all the different different like connectors it supports and the kinds of analytics rules it supports, right? So Windows login failures. And so these are the analytics rules which we are going to discuss in the next section. So it supports the two different connectors. One is security events via AMA and security events via legacy, right? So we are going to install the AMA. Okay. So through Azure Monitor Agent, so we are going to ingest the security events. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is so So now the connection status is disconnected, right? So 1 hour ago, last log received because I've tested before doing before before showcasing to you. I've tested, so that's why you see 1 hour logs. So these are the 1 hour logs you see, right? So and then I've disconnected and then I'm showing how to install that. Okay. So now open a connector page. So what you have to do is now it is in the disconnected state, right? So you need to create a data collector rule, the data collection rule. So this data collection rule will help you to fetch the data from Azure Virtual Machine. So okay, so what you're going to do is first you need to give the event name is something Windows security events. So this is the range, yeah, whatever you can give it. Okay. And the subscription type is pay as you go model. And the resource group is this. Okay. So this is the first thing you need to do in the basics. Next, you have to go to the resource sections of where you need to choose a set of missions to collect the data from. So this set of missions will replace any previous selections. Make sure to reselect, and you are like to keep, and the Azure Monitor agent will automatically be installed. Okay, so now, so you need to choose which virtual machine. Okay, so I've created, right? This is the virtual machine I have created, Sentinel security event, correct? So this is a virtual machine I've created just before, right? So now what I'm going to do, I will collect the I'm I'm going to collect this from this virtual machine so that it automatically install the Azure Monitor agent in the virtual machine. Okay. So now I need to collect what sort of events. Right? Let's say I need to collect all security events, or I can collect common events, right? Or I could collect a minimum or some custom, right? Custom events we can collect. So in this case, I need all security events. So I'll click next, so that validation is it going through the validation and passed. And then I'll create a data collection rule, which is automatically creates the Azure Monitor agent on the virtual machine and fetch the security events to Sentinel. Okay, so it's the collection is create data collection rule is successfully created for a Windows security events. That's for the virtual machine. Okay, so once it is installed, you can see here. So you need to refresh, right? You need to refresh. Once you refresh, you see here the data collection rule is configured. Okay, so now you see here it changes to connected status, right? So you see last log is 1 hour, right? It is before I've tested. Now you're going to see in a couple of minutes. Okay, so this is how you need to ingest the security events. How do I test whether the logs are coming or not? So that I can go ahead and see on the Sentinel. I'll go to the Sentinel. In the Sentinel, I'll go to the logs and see whether the logs are coming or not. So I'm just going to fetch for last 30 minutes of logs, right? And I'll type security events. Security events, right? So then I'll look for last 30 minutes of log. Okay, so let me check on the log management side or on the Sentinel. So let's see here, the table is already created. You can double click, just remove this, or you can type here manually, or you can double click. So I've just see now I'm looking for this particular table in the okay. So far I didn't see any sort of logs. Okay, so usually it takes 10 to 15 minutes of time to reflect the data. Okay, so for you also, you need to wait for a maybe 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes of time, right? So after that you see your logs. Okay, or you can go to the or you can go to the content hub. So this is the one way you need to check, and you need to go to the content hub. So you see here it is already installed. So the status, you can go and see the status is shows installed, right? Go to the data connector. You also see here, right? So you could see here Microsoft security events via Azure Monitor agent is connected, right? So it shows here also, you can go and see. So even here it shows when the last log was received. Still it shows last 1 hour before, right? So we need to wait for another couple of minutes.